When traveling in Asia, why do people want to take photos with me? Hello. So when I have traveled to Indonesia, Vietnam, Cambodia, etc., sometimes random local men and women will ask if I can have a picture together with them in a busy public place. Sometimes this would lead to something of a small queue. When I traveled with an ex who's ginger, it was sometimes quite a crowd we'd draw. I am 172 centimeters and have long blonde hair, so I do stand out from the locals. Just wondering why someone would want this photo. I mean, it's a mixture of men and women, and I guess getting a photo with me is like another holiday relic. Thanks. I went to a baseball game in South Korea once. They put me on the jumbotron every half inning. Tall white blonde unicorn. You look like the PPL from the movies. This is to them like seeing a double rainbow. They probably don't see white people very much, so when they do see one it's like OMG, I need to get proof. It is the blonde hair. Years ago I was in India with a white girl I had met. I'm Indian. We went to an old fort and were mobbed by kids and the occasional adult who wanted her autograph. It was hilarious. But to them she was a movie star. This is literally the reason my sister, a dyed blonde, moved to Asia. She's a complete narcissist, and this way she gets to act like a star without putting any effort in. She has no skills and no education, but she's white. She's bragged to me about how many times she gets asked for photos. When I traveled to Asia, I had the same thing happen. I am also a blonde female. I asked one of my tour guides about it, and she said the only time they see blonde people is in movies. She said, so you look like a movie star to them and they want a picture. I'm an unremarkable 5 feet 8 brown-haired Caucasian. But in a market in interior China I saw a woman sneaking pictures of me. When I welcomed her to do so, she was thankful. I posed with a shop owner for them. My friend said it would bring international legitimacy to the market to have pictures of a Westerner there. I went to Oakland, Maryland for a meeting which is 98% white and has an Amish community. People were staring at us and wanting to touch our skin and hair, as some had not seen black people before and up close. They are used to seeing people only like themselves, and seeing someone like you is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so they make the most out of it and take a picture to show their family and friends. Don't be offended, but it's because you are white. Do what my friend did and take a photo with them. He has a collection of everyone who took a photo with him. I'm a ginger. So very fair skin and red hair. In Asia some people couldn't help themselves and rubbed my arm with their finger. Maybe to see if it came off. Then immediately profusely apologized and said how pretty my hair and skin were. Got asked for photo ops a lot too. I think it's just because fair skin is the beauty ideal there, and seeing a white person is like seeing a rare animal. They want proof they actually encountered one. I just got back from Asia and had my 2 children with me. Everyone kept trying to pick them up, touch them and take photos with them. I've been to Asia many times, so I expected it. But my husband was very taken aback by it. We never let anyone actually hold our children. But so many people tried. It's pretty normal there for people to do this. When I was younger, people treated me the same way when I would travel there. You're like their Bigfoot. One time at Legoland in Florida, this Asian family took a pic with my white, blonde, 8yo brother. Mind you, this was back in the 80s. But when my dad was in the Peace Corps, People from some of the smaller villages in Thailand would call everybody out to come see the tall white guy. They'd never seen one before. When I went to the Philippines in some obscure places, I definitely got quite a few stares. It was weird. They used to ask to touch the hair on my arms. Well, Kevin, it seems you're a human attraction in Asia. Maybe they think you're the new hot travel souvenir. I lived in Peru when I was in elementary school and at the time had bleach blonde hair and blue eyes. One time we took a trip to the indigenous side of Peru and the people there treated me like some sort of spectacle. Constantly staring. Coming up to me asking to look at my eyes, and group of girls asked to touch my hair. I was just in Vietnam 2 weeks ago and had the same experience. But what I thought was interesting is that my friend who traveled with me didn't. We're both white men about 6 feet 3,190 centimeters. The difference is that I have a magnificent beard and he's clean shaven. In some areas couldn't walk 90 seconds without someone waving or wanting to talk to me or taking a picture. Similar experience in India. My wife and I did a tour of China maybe 15 years ago. We are both tall and we wore our typical Midwest outfits of denim pants and shirts. And had our wide-brimmed travel hats. Everywhere we went we heard cowboy cowboy and they were wanting pictures with us. They were all extremely polite and it was a pretty cool experience. I was just in the UK a couple weeks ago around Big Ben with my blonde hair and my even lighter blonde-haired, blue-eyed trio of children. Nothing unusual for England truthfully. But we had a large group of Asian tourists come up and ask for a picture with us. We thought they wanted us to take their picture. But they were very insistent that we get in it too. We were very confused why they wanted our picture. Especially since we're not particularly special looking in London. I live in Sri Lanka. And it happens to me a lot. One time a schoolgirl asked to have her picture taken with my toddler. We're white and the minority. My mom is from the Philippines. My husband is tall, blonde hair and blue eyes. And my mom said if he went to the Philippines with us everyone would want a picture with him. She said the same thing when my daughter was younger. During the summer her hair would almost be platinum from the sun. I'm whitish 6 foot and have a decent build 180 pounds-ish. I'm not ugly but I'm not a 10 light brown hair green eyes. Japan really short girls have asked to take a picture with me. Mainland Asia outside of cities I've gotten stopped a lot from randoms for a picture etc. It's because I don't look like people they see all the time. Most non-Western culture doesn't really see it as odd racist etc. to want to take a picture with me. Because I'm different from them. No different than if you go to the rainforest and visit a tribe and want photos with them. Dude, people get baffled when they see white people with light-colored hair. It's like seeing a rare animal in nature. People are silly. Even here in America people from Asia tend to make comments about my skin and hair. It's always compliments but it can come off a little silly sometimes. My GF and I took a photo at a tourist attraction and these Chinese tourists photo-bombed us. Then they asked to take photos with us. We are on someone's mantelpiece. This happened with my son and his wife. Both with a lot of tattoos. My son had long dreadlocks. They were like a reverse tourist attraction all through Southeast Asia. My brother was in Indonesia and people went apeshit over his presence. Literally entire school buses would halt and ask for photos.